And they've been picking out people. It's this guy, that guy, the other guy, this guy. It's nobody. That's why it's beautiful. This grassroots movement that's taken back America is 1,000 points of entrepreneurial lights for liberty, and we're all here by our own separate initiative, and we're gathered together in a sense of unity and commitment and purpose because we understand the Constitution of the United States was a wonderful act of genius and courage, and it has to be served and protected. And if we have the decency to know the goodness of our own instruments of liberty, like the Constitution, and ourselves as a nation of good people, we will in fact continue to be a blessing not only to ourselves but to the rest of the world. And we must therefore stop these audacious people who think they should be in control. The purpose of this movement is not to put somebody into control, but to protect liberty and individual and separate initiative around great ideas. And in every instance, the idea is bigger than the man, the idea is bigger than the party, the idea is bigger than the moment. The idea is precious and to be preserved. And we must preserve that among ourselves. Please let us not get into a contest to see who's top dog. We don't need a top dog. We're all pulling together. Please, let's stay focused. The number one biggest problem in America is the physical size of this government. It's choking down the economy and the liberties of American people. Now, I'm from Texas. And in Texas, we indulge ourselves with a bit of horse sense. So let me give you the horse sense. When you take a look at the structure of the political economy, it is the private sector of personal, individual, separate initiatives coming together that gives you the horse that carries the burden. And we are carrying the government. The government is the rider. And as long as the horse is bigger and stronger than the rider, we can win the race. Their notion is starve the horse and feed the jockey. And I promise you, when the jockey's fatter than the horse, you'll lose the race. Now, I have no doubt that somebody at MSNBC has already determined which end of the horse I am. And I can live with being even that part of the horse because I have seen the jockey. Let me say then, please understand our precious is not a competition. I think one of the most precious things that we got from Ronald Reagan, remember it? You'd be amazed at how much good can be done if nobody worries about who gets the credit. Let's stay in the traces together. Let's keep our focus. Let's fight this monstrous big government that's out of control and bankrupting the next generation. Let's stay focused on these. Let's stay civil among each other and stay civil with the world. Our discourse does not need to be angry. It does need to be assertive. We need to let them know we mean business. And let's look at the two great parties and say to the president, unfortunately to the Democrat Party, your congregation is dominated by folks who frankly have an open animus to America. Their whole concept of the world and how it works is antithetical to who we are, who we were meant to be, who we have been, and who we must be in the future if our grandchildren will be safe and prosperous. And so we are sorry we lament your passing. If you had just been able to understand the greatness of America and had the decency to respect it, you might have been a continuing great political party. But you are now an anathema to all we hold dear. Now let's look at the Republicans and say, bless your little old hearts. There have been a time or two along the way when you really did get it, didn't you? You understood about liberty. You understood about restraint to big government. You were willing to work for great ideas. You inspired us, you encouraged us, and we dared to invest our hope and prayer. But you know, again, I'm from Texas. In Texas, we don't call you a cowboy until we see you ride. So let's say to the Republicans, will you show us you know how to be you? Will you understand that when you're like them, you lose, and when you're like you, we can all win? Can you rise to the occasion of liberty? And I promise you, if we can form a productive coalition of commitment, hard work, devotion to the principles of liberty and small government and responsible restraint of power, with the Republican Party, we can take America back. But let's not leave them to their own devices once we succeed, which we can do in the next election cycle. They must come to us and show they're worthy of our loyalty. We don't go to them. We're the servants of the great ideas. We have no personal, self-serving, short-sighted, individual, parochial objective. Our objective is the great nation that we hope to preserve. You come to us and get in league with us. And then when we help you win back that majority that you love so much, we will be aware of your penchant for drinking backsliders' wine. And when you think you're going to slip back to being those same people that broke our heart just those few months ago, those few years ago, we're going to be there. And quite frankly, if you find that the job is too much for you, if you're not man enough, woman enough to stay committed to the purpose, we will help you to find your way to someplace else. Let's stay united. Let's relieve ourselves of petty grievances among ourselves. Let's stay focused on that great purpose, those great purposes that are so much larger than any of us. Let's understand this wonderful, wonderful miracle of a nation that those courageous, bright, genius people gave us. I have to say this, and I'll say this in passing. This ain't no thinking thing. It isn't that hard to understand America and our greatness. The Constitution of the United States is a short document written by intelligent, courageous, disciplined people. I like to put it this way. They knew what the meaning of the word was, and they wrote exactly what they meant. Let's honor. Thank you all.